Hey everybody, Larry here, Mitchell's RCs, and today we're going to be working on the HPI Crawler King. If you guys remember from my last videos, I threw a upgraded brushless motor in this, and I ended up, I thought, stripping out the transmission gears. So I bought a new transmission, and come to find out it wasn't the transmission gears. I believe it's the rear end gear. So I ordered a new differential for the rear end, and then I ordered just a gear and the small and the big gear for the front, so I can change the front also. I went that way only because it's all they had on the site, so I had to buy the two different things, but it'll still give me the same outcome. So here, I'm going to switch the camera around and we'll get started. Yeah, one more thing, guys, just so you know, just in case the video looks a little wonky to you, I'm trying a new camera setup here in my shop here where I'm, well, my shop, in my living room, on my work area where I work. So that's why the quality might look a little different, guys. Just something I'm trying out, and it will get better. So, alright, here we go, guys. Let's get into this HPI. There she is. It's the HPI Crawler King, guys. Back tire off already. Get the cover off this baby. Get her spun around here so we can work on it. Put it over here so you guys can see it. Up the light a little. Okay guys, these are real easy, I noticed, to take apart. Real easy to take apart. This bottom is on a whole bracket, if you can see. Takes 1, 2 bolts on the top, 2 screws, and it unhooks this whole clip piece here, which will hold the shock and holds your torsion bars here. So you can take all that off in one thing without having to take all that off. I think that's pretty cool. So then the only other things you'd have to do is unbolt that screw there and obviously take this piece off, and you're in there. So I'll find my bit and get started here. So I'm just going to zap this off while I'm right here. In a little closer so you can see. What I'm doing here. Oh, that's the, get that out of the way. That right here is the clip I'm talking about, guys. It screws on over the top. Snap this other tire off here. Let's use the wrench here. Baby's on there. These are those new MT 6-packs I got for it. I had 2, and only reason I bought 2 in the first place is because that's all they had. So I waited for them to come back out again, and I bought another set. So I have a set of 4 of those. This Crawler King looks radical with those on it. This thing to me is more of a little monster truck MT than it is really a crawler. I'm just going to take this all right apart. Gotta be careful when you're working on this, guys, because this whole thing is plastic. Okay? So now we'll take these clamps off. And I'm not going to be able to fit that in there, I don't think. At this angle. You can see where it is now. I'm missing it. So, grab my other screwdriver here. off the light for a second, guys, so I can see a little bit here. I'm going to turn it up. That's simple, guys. It's unhooked. Watch. There's the bottom piece undone, and then the shock pops off, just like that, guys. See how simple that is? It's just a little clamp system. Clamps together. Obviously that goes the other way. It clamps together like that. You guys can see, right around the rear end housing. And that's what holds these rear ends in. That's pretty cool. I like that feature. That's kind of neat. Just turn it a little bit. Might be able to get this on this side, right here. This bit does not want to stay in here. Something's going on. I think the driver extension bit, I think the extension bit is hitting on the housing before the screw gets down there all the way. We'll just do it with a screwdriver, no biggie. We can get the truck out of the way and we'll start tearing this rear end apart. Okay, that one's out. I just got a little cup over here I'm dropping all this stuff into as I get it out. Oh, I don't lose it all. Now that this tipped down, I can get in here to this, so we're going to move the light back over here, guys. I can get in here and just take off this bracket. And all this bracket is here is to lock your rear wheels together, okay? Because this crawler king, if you guys don't know, is set up. I gotta stay right in there. It's set up for four-wheel steer, see? It's already set up with the rear knuckles on the rear for steering. This is just on there to lock them straight. Okay, guys? So you can add rear steering to this. And at some point, like I said, this is going to be one of my little monster trucks. It will have rear steering at some point. Do the same here. Just grab it, pop it apart. We got another screw here in the center, guys, for your upper torsion bars. We'll unscrew that. There we go. And it should pop right out. Just like that, guys. There it is. It's out. Okay. So we'll roll that mess out of the way. Let me back you guys back out here a little bit. Get you back out here a little bit. We'll get this thing moved over. Set right here. Set at 1.5. I got me some nice M&P drivers the other day, guys. Okay, now that looks like it's a 2.0. Trying to keep these little protectors on as long as I can. Get this drive shaft pulled off. Must be a pin all the way through. Sometimes they're pins all the way through, guys, and sometimes they're just little tiny Allen wrenches. See, this one here was a pin all the way through. So we're going to put that right back in the drive shaft. That way we don't lose it. I hate losing stuff. Okay. That tip back on there so we don't mess that up. These are some nice drivers, guys. I gave like $45 for the set of 3. They come 2.5, 2 millimeter, 2.5, 2 millimeter, and 1.5. And they're well worth it, guys. Well worth it. I did also get a cheaper set, guys, that were like, I don't know, $16 or $20. Just a cheaper set of hobby packs. They're supposed to be titanium. I'll give them a shot. But I bought these real nice ones to so when I do my new build here, I'm doing for that 8th scale buggy. But anyways, here, let's get back into this. You guys want to see this? You don't want to hear me ramble on about that. So now we got to take this bad boy apart. So back in here. We're going to remove these screws from these end cups here, and we'll pull these off, these axle holders. Be careful. Your stuff might have sand and dirt in it like mine does. Make sure you get the bit worked in there good. Ha! That's going to drive me nuts. It keeps doing that. I might have to put some tape on that. You want to pull the screws out of both sides. Pull them at it. Okay. Drop these in the bucket too. And then I can play the guessing game when I'm done and try to guess which screws went where. Okay. So, can I pull that all off in one unit, or do I have to take that hub off also? I think that would all could come apart in one pull, but there we go. Yep. Okay, it can. Thought it could, guys. You just got to pull it. Use your man muscles and pull it really hard. There we go. See those pop right off the ends. The axles come out. Wow, them are dry. I don't think there's any grease inside this, guys. Axles look like they're the same length. That's good. So there's no problem there. Alright, so get the axles out. Pull this mechanism off here, which is the thing that holds your torsion bar and it holds your steering for the rear. So we'll get that right out of the way. It's got a little, okay, that doesn't fall out. That's cool. Throw that in the parts bucket over there. Throw them in the parts bucket. Okay, now, looks like we pull these 4 screws and we get this housing apart. There's 4 screws right here in the back, guys, if you can see that. Pull them out. Hopefully the video is okay for you guys. If not, please leave it in a comment. Leave it in a comment after the video there and tell me what it's doing or whatever, and I'll try to straighten it out. Oh, the magnet inside this this gun is not very strong, I'd say. Drop these in the little bucket over here. I do see some moisture when I pull these screws. So hopefully that means there's a little bit of something in here. Let's set that back. Let's take a quick double check. Before I open that up, grab a paper towel. awful dirty. Just give it a quick little wipe off here. It's gonna run regular diff oil in this, but I don't know. As bad as this is, looks like it's gonna leak. I don't know, we'll see. Well, it was greased. Oh, the bearings are rusted. Let's pop that out, look at it. Wicked grinding in it, guys, and I feel metal grit inside this. Let's see if we can tap that out. There's one bearing. Came out of the axle shaft right here. All these bearings are going to have to be cleaned. This is dirty. I got to grab my little hammer, guys. We're going to have to give this thing a wallop. Yeah, slide you guys back here a little more. Get you a better look at the table. Grab my hammer here. Block of wood. I'm working on a card table, guys. She's kind of bouncy, so I got my block of wood. Okay, so obviously that's not working. There is. Oh my God, really? There's a C-clip inside there, guys. I don't know if you can see this. Way in there. I can't find that. Right on top of that, right in the center of that gear, there's a C-clip. That's going to be a fun one to put back together. Wow. Okay, well, I guess I got to find something that'll take that out with these pliers through it without losing it. Well, that is going to be a trick to put that back together, guys. Wow. Alright, let me set this here. You guys can stare at that for a minute. I got to find something I can fit in there to get that little clip out. Trying to keep a little pressure on this to hold it that way, to try to get that rod to stay stuck out and to try to keep it from turning. There we go. Got it started. I'm just going to stick that in there and give it a little twist, and hopefully I don't lose that. Okay, that gear, I'm going to have to try to hold this. Let me stick something in the hole here. too big. We'll try these little ones. There we go. I'll just stick this in here and give it a turn. Now we'll get it started. Try to ease that off nice and slow without losing it. She does not want to pop off nice and easy either. It started. What it's doing is it's hitting, there's a lip on the inside of this gear. It's hitting on that lip when I'm going to try to pop it out. That's kind of weird. I don't know why you would have a lip there. I guess just to make it that much more difficult. There we go. That was a close one, guys. It just popped out. I got it right here on my finger. Flew out, landed on the 2x over here, so that's a close one. I'm going to set that right there so I can lose it on the table. There we go. There's the gear. Let's get the towel here. Try to wipe up a little bit of this grease. Check this thing out, see what's going on. Oh yeah, the gear is destroyed, guys. It's a powdered gear too. I thought they were plastic. They're not. It's a powdered gear, but it's yeah, wow, I don't know if you guys can see that. The whole thing is just rounded right over. They're all rounded one way. That's crazy. For the shininess, that's the way they're rounded, they're so shiny. Wow. Now let's hope what I got is the same size. For some reason that's looking smaller to me. No, maybe not. Wheelie King parts, guys, are the same thing as this Crawler King. So the Wheelie King, they should be the same. As you can see, I bought these for a Wheelie King. That part's identical. So that gear is good. Good, good. Now where's that? Oops, sorry, guys. Dog's going off here. Okay, guys, here I got to stop for a minute, and we'll be right back to it here in a second. Alright, guys, we'll get a paper towel here and we'll clean this out. And then we'll start putting it back together. So let me pull you guys back out here for a minute. You don't need to be zoomed in that quick, probably. It's probably driving you guys nuts. I'll pull you guys back out here for a minute. So we'll get this thing cleaned out. Yeah, I rounded them teeth right over, guys. It's brushless power for you, and that was only on 2S. I hadn't even had, didn't even have 3S in this. But what did that to that gear, guys, is I put on a set of 1/8 paddle tires, and I was running this with a 2S battery, walking on, trying to walk on water with it. Well, I kind of was. I was skimming across water. It was going quite a ways too, and I was just getting ready to go to the 3S battery to give it a little more, and I noticed when I was pulling it over to the car that it started to slip, and I was like, what the? And then that's when I thought that it was the transmission, so instead of taking it apart, I just threw it on the shelf, ordered a transmission, got the transmission in, and then I went to take it apart, put the transmission in it, and I noticed that it wasn't the transmission. It was the rear end. Try to pop these bearings out so I can clean them, guys. So you just want to stick your screwdriver in and just kind of work it around, and it will pop right out. Okay, and then on the inside one, you just take it, just kind of push it down. Being careful not to jam yourself in the hand with a screwdriver. We'll clean all these bearings up too, guys. They're all filthy. It's one thing, you know, if you take something apart, you might as well take a little extra time, guys, and clean it up right. That way you know you have no issues. With what you've done for work, that is. I'm just going to use a red marine grease when I put this back together, guys. Now I wonder if it ruined that gear. I'm probably just going to change that gear no matter what. Oops. Just trying to get some of this grease off here, guys. There's a little shim right there, a little brass. I want to pay attention, I don't lose that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that totally toasted this ring gear also. That ring gear is rounded right over. So, what we're going to do, guys, we're going to throw actually, why don't we just take, I'll just take this one apart. And we'll use this one over. Where's this screwdriver? Right here. Wow, they make it very tight. But there again. Yeah, it's going into a composite fiberglass plastic type stuff. Remember to pull that brass off there. Wow, isn't that dry? There's no fluid inside this at all. Okay, it's double shim top and bottom. That there, guys, is that's to make that a locker rear end. So we're going to give it a shot of some grease in there just because. A little bit. Might not. Actually, probably doesn't need anything, but it's rusting, so I'm going to put something in there anyways. Just a little bit for some lubricant. Try to fight some of that rusting. Ooh. Lost a shim here. There we go. I'd say those two locking pins go inside those slots right there is what I would say. Just like that. Okay. You want to always remember, start all your screws before you lock anything down tight. Always try to go in a crisscross pattern, like an X. That way you tighten it down evenly, guys, from side to side. That way you don't over tighten one side and then go to tighten the other side and end up cracking something. That's what normally will happen. If you over tighten one side too tight, it causes the other side to flare up in the air a little bit, and then by tightening that side that's flared up down, you'll end up breaking it usually. Well, how did them stick to my finger? Can I take it back apart? That's the ones that go out here. Remember, you are going into plastic, guys, so you want to snug them, but you don't want to over snug them. You want to get them so they just tighten up, and then give them just a whisker of a turn. Okay? That's good, just like that. So now, I'm going to get this washer. Get this washer off from here. There we go. It's only one. Yep, only one. Put that back on there. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to set this aside for a minute. Get rid of some of our trash here. Now comes the fun part, guys. So we're going to put that back together. That little gear, drive gear right there with a C-clip. That's going to be the fun part. Just cleaning up the bearings right now, guys. Okay. So one bearing goes out here. And just push in flush. Your other bearing goes down in there. Okay. I'm going to set it down on the table and use my X-Acto knife here. Give it a little push all the way around. There we go. You can see it's in there nice and smooth. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it's in there nice and flush. I'm going to slide this pin back in. Here, put that in there. And now the fun part, guys. Getting that little clip put back in there. That's going to be the fun part. Let me bring you in here again so you can see. And on the end of that, so that sticks up in there. That little point right there. Focus. Right there. That's where the C-clip goes, right there. So this ought to be interesting. So let's back this back up a little bit. Put the little parts bucket over here and find that little C-clip. Oh, I didn't put it in there. I left it on the table, didn't I? Now, I gotta put this little washer on top. No. No. Little washer goes down bottom for a shim. Wrong about that, guys. Sorry. There we go. Ooh. There we go. Goes down there. There we go. Like that. Now that little clip goes on there. This is going to be the fun part. Getting that little tiny E-clip. It's not a C-clip, guys. I'm sorry I keep calling it a C-clip. It's an E-clip. Drop that in there. I'm going to try it with the flathead here. Hopefully I can hold this all together and not lose it. But it's magnetized to it. I want to get to the center of the E-clip before I give it a push. And it's magnetizing to it. There we go. Ooh, come on. So this is going to take a second, guys. It's magnetizing to the screwdriver. Might have to get something different that's not magnetized. See, there's a, like I told you before, there's a lip right there. There's a lip on the gear. So you, right here, there's a lip, so you can't get behind it. So you kind of got to put it on at a slight angle. No, that ain't gonna work. Ooh, there we go. Got it. Just gonna be patient, guys. Whew. Nice. Whew. That makes me feel better. All right, let me grab a little bit of grease over here. Alright, back with the grease here. I'll back you guys back out. So it's just a red grease. Nothing major. Just going to get a little bit of that in there. I do run these in water, so I am going to put a little bit extra down in the shaft here on the sides to maybe help keep them axles from rusting up like they are. There we go. You see, I'm just making a little dam area there, guys, with some, just enough to dam it up in that little spot like that. That's plenty. You don't need any of this where I just put it in these side legs, in these side arms like that, guys. But like I said, where I run this in water, I want to try to keep a little bit of grease on these axles because those axles are rusting up. Remember guys, try to always wear gloves when you use this kind of stuff. A drop of grease the size of a pea, you could probably cover your whole body with that drop of grease, guys. It spreads that bad, so yeah. You want to wear gloves. If not, like make sure you get your hands wiped up pretty good. So let's move this out of the way. Make sure you give everything a pretty good cleaning, guys. But you got it apart, you might as well. Like I said, these axles here are the same exact size, so it doesn't matter which side they go back in. Okay. Making sure I got that going the right way, guys, before I do that. Now your axles, we can put them in afterwards, actually. Oh wait, no, they go in now because they just push into that hub. Okay, I can get them in now. And them just click into the differential, guys. Sense of those bearings being like that. That doesn't make any sense. Alright. Nice. These bearings are, they're cleaning up some. They are rusty. Like I said, I do run my stuff in water, guys. A little bit of grease in there. These go on your differential, guys. The thing I just set in there. There'll be grease on them once I put them in there, but I'll give them just a little dab now. Work it in with my finger a little bit. That's how you pack a bearing, guys. You put a little grease in your hand and you would just work it into the edge of the bearing like that. That's how you would pack one. Okay. So, one on one side, one on the other. There it goes. That feels better. There we go. Nice. Okay. Like I thought, it doesn't look like it's going to seal that tight. But that's okay. This grease will work out over time, but it'll still help. It won't. It all won't come out. Like I said, that's the only thing about working with grease, guys, is it gets everywhere. Okay. Now we're just going to do the reverse direction, guys. Put everything back in. Okay. I'm going to tighten these by hand, guys. I'm going to use the drill to get them close. And I'll finish them off with a hand screwdriver. That way I don't strip them out. Oh yeah, guys, that's working nice and smooth. And then I'm just going to repeat the same process that I did here, guys, on the front. Trying to see if there's a top and bottom on this rear end. There it is. You want to check it like I'm doing here. Checking rotation, so it goes that way. That way I know which side to put the steering hub on. There we go. A little patience, that's all it takes, guys. There we go. See? No harm, no foul. Just a quick swap, and we're all good. Hopefully these cameras are working okay for you guys. Just trying to get a little bit better setup. That way, all I have to do is just hit a button, and I can swing you over to me here, and then I just hit a button again, and I can swing you right back to what I'm doing. That's why I'm kind of trying to mess around with this new camera stuff, guys. Just trying to get a little more fancy for everybody. Maybe make it a little more entertaining. There we go. Now Now we're cooking with gas. Okay, so these should be like a shock towel style screw, guys. Next, see how they have like spacer and then the threads? That's how you can always tell that has something to do with this, with either like a shock or an eye hole or something. See now, guys, that locks the steering, see? So it can't steer now. So all you'd have to do is take this bar off right here, connect your servo, unhook that from this bracket, connect your servo up here, run a rod off this to your servo, and that'll give you your rear steer. I think that's pretty cool they set that up this way. So what looks like all that's left, guys, is to put it back in. So let me get this out of the way. So these parts out of the way here. Actually, throw the drive shaft back on right now while it's easy. This is only screwing into plastic, guys, so I'm not going to Loctite that. Now you just got to turn it until you make it fit. Just double checking before I put everything together that this is going the right way. Okay, and now back on that tire. Trying to keep it where you guys can see. Right? And now what we're going to do is just put these braces back on. Just like that. Actually, I probably should have put them on last. These little brackets, but that's okay. I can get in there, so. Would have been easier to put this, I guess, back on before I put that front bar on, guys. That's what I'm getting at. I can still get to it. Get it started. Now I'm going to lock it down tight. And do the same to the other side. I'm just going to put the bottom one on. Top. Just like that. Oh, losing a shock cap. There we go. Just like that, guys. That's simple. Let me put the screw back in here. You got 2 screws on the other side. There we go. Got a little bit. A little bit. Yeah. Okay. Now that's back together. Now, just pull this rod back here. Screw. Line that up. Sorry guys, trying to keep it so you can see it and so I can do it. Sometimes it's hard to hold. I love these ratchet screwdrivers. It's a snap-on. I love it. Yeah, this was loose before too when I took it apart. There we go. Gotta be careful there too. That's plastic. Well, that's that, guys. That's back together. You just throw the tires on there. Well, I lied to you guys. It's not quite back together. You still got to put the one screw on the front side here. Still. Looking for my screwdriver. I wish I could fit my big screwdriver down in there. There we go. There. That one. Right in that little pocket right there. You guys can still see that? Yeah. Okay. This is to the front, guys. I have the front partially apart. I started to take the front apart, and then I figured I'd might as well just do a video on it, and I just figured I'd do the back for you guys, and that's the part that was actually broke, and I would change the front over afterwards if I needed to. But now that I see that it is that they are white metal powdered gears and not plastic, I can put this back together also on the front. Which is the same idea as the back. It's just 2 screws, one on each side of that little clamp that goes down around the rear end housing, and that's what clamps this all together. Like I said, it'd probably be easier without the steering arms in the way and stuff. It'd be easier if it would stay in my driver. There we go. Yeah, that's easy when it stays in the driver properly. Throw the one in the back here. There we go, right there. Course. Of course, I lost one wheel nut. Is it in the wrench? Nope. Didn't lose it, guys. It's sitting right next to me. Sitting right next to me. Got to put the screw back in the steering arm. Cheers, guys. Oh, let me see which remote control goes to. All right, guys, I got the remote. Let's see if this thing works. We'll turn on the remote. Okay, we'll test the back. Whoa, she got some brake on her. Yeah. All right, guys, there you have it. There you go, guys. That's how you work on the rear end on the crawler, HPI Crawler King. And hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and keep an ear out because I'll be doing more things like this. I'm going to be messing around with the Kyosho Blizzard next, reinstalling the plow blade on that, and then the next build series I'm going to do is going to be on the EB 48 2.0 1/8 scale. So if you like that kind of stuff, guys, I guess, yeah. You know.